Okay, this hat is Cricket from the island of Barbados in the Caribbean in the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, so I was talking about beer. This is Labatt's Blue Beer, as I was saying. And mm, what do I want to talk about beer for? No, someone said it escapes you. No, it doesn't escape me. I have to just connect up my words and see what's going to spew out. Let's see. Well, oh, I know what was going on. The old retirees were drinking beer this afternoon in the hot summer sun, and they've been doing it regularly lately. Not unusual to drink beer in hot weather. And hmm, maybe we're going to come back to beer. I don't know. Okay, the next thing I'm going to bring up to you is this book, James Redfield, The Search for. Oh, the seek. Oh, sorry. I was going to say the search for Shambhala, because that's what I want to happen. Is that this is the secret of Shambhala, but I want to talk about the search for Shambhala, because I've been telling the spirits that being earthbound spirits and being earthbound spirits and being earthbound spirits and being earthbound spirits and not being blip, 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 is really boring. And some of the spirits that I've talked to in the past have gone off on a quest for various things that they wanted to quest for. And these ones that have been hanging around for quite a long time have also heard these talks about going on a quest to find something new and interesting. And I'm suggesting to them they might like to go and search for Shambhala, which is a mythical city, usually thought of as maybe in Tibet or something. These spirits are quite active right now, and they're once again demonstrating their ability to make me go. Blah, 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 blah. So if I seem to be spilling over my words, it's not intentional. It is because I do have nasty spirits around me, and they've been around for a long time, and they do like to be disruptive because they've heard these lectures before. They always say, do a video, because they like to be talked about by me. And then they like to go and, etc. Now and again. What else? I don't have anything else to tell them. I can't keep telling them the same thing. And they keep trying to block me from talking after they tell me to talk, just to prove that they're nasty spirits. And they are. They're incredibly nasty. And they want to say foolhardy. And I do keep telling them they are very foolish spirits, because I keep reminding them that they are not the only spirits around. And they keep saying we're the biggest bullies on the block, and if there's other bullies, then maybe they'll come and fight us or join us or whatever. But they haven't had much luck at attracting other spirits to come lately, and they haven't been able to get into a fight that they want to call the Battle Royale, which was the name of an old movie. It was a movie, I don't think it even made the theaters. It was a third-rate movie, but they like the name Battle Royale, and they want to remind you that the Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein said to the Americans, if you fight me, it's going to be the mother of all battles. Well, any other spirits that want to come, they look at these sad sacks of nasty spirits and they say, I'm not going to bother. Not going to bother. You're not worth my time, and you're a waste of space. So, what else did we want to talk about? The Secret of Shambhala by James Redfield is one of the sequel books to the Celestine Prophecy. And so the Celestine Prophecy, 25 or 30 years ago, was on the New York Times best-selling list for a very long time. And Mr. Redfield also turned that book into a movie. Um, what do you get out of this? Well, it's up to you to go and do some of your own homework. I'm not going to read you the book, and I'm not going to tell you everything about the books. I'm just going to say, if you are quite bored, perhaps you would like to go and find a good book, like one of these Redfield books, and read it. Perhaps you would like to take the advice that I've given to these spirits to go on a quest to find something more interesting than repeating ad nauseum, haunting my body. And perhaps you'll have more wisdom than these spirits, because these wisdom spirits, they want to call themselves wisdom spirits now. No one understands what they like to do. They like to be, well, yesterday or the day before, they wanted to call themselves God. And that's what they said. We're creator God. Now they want to be called wisdom spirits. They are great mimics. When they see something, they look at it, and if they think they can use it, they'll use it. Sometimes they come up with very witty remarks, and sometimes we laugh. It doesn't stop them from being nasty, but if you remember in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, sometimes there was some very great funny lines that were, exchanged between Buffy's group and various demonics. It is the same way with me and these spirits. Sometimes we do laugh. But in the end, they're still nasty, Despite the laughter or whatever, they still play nasty tricks day after day. And I guess they find me an amusing target. I don't know if they would find anyone else as amusing as me, because I've read so many books and things over the years. And to haunt a boring person, I think, is boring. They do have access to everything that I've ever looked at, everything that I've ever experienced. How is it that they get that? It's just the way it is. So if you think as a human that you can have privacy in your own life by having secret passwords and, locking your doors and, having gizmos that check for electronic bugs, I'm terribly sorry, but I don't know if you can figure out a way to keep the prying eyes of spirits away from you. In other words, there is no such thing as privacy for humans on planet Earth. Don't believe anybody trying to sell you the ultimate privacy machine, even one that keeps away spirits of any type. You cannot get it, as far as I know. And if they say they can, I don't know how you're going to prove it. All I know is that the spirits that come and visit me know what I've been up to. So if they come and visit you, they're going to know what you've been up to, which also means that be very cautious with what you do, because even if you think the human cops can't find out what you're doing, the other kinds of beings can find out and perhaps already know what you've been up to. I'm also telling this to these beings, these spirits that haunt me. I tell them time and again, they don't want me to keep reminding them that there are other beings that know what they're up to. They try to block me from saying it because they know it makes them kind of nervous, quite nervous, quite nervous. And what they do is, when they get a lot of fear and trepidation, they send it to my body. So, how did they generate anxiety in people? They take the anxiety that they generate because of their own fear about what's going to happen to them, and they have certain amazing tricks in order to put these things into human bodies where, if you're the spirit associated with your body, you're going to feel it. And time and again, people go to psychiatrists asking for drugs to help them with various problems. And the question one of the spirits wanted to ask was, is it true that all human disease is caused by evil spirits? Or is there some other things that are not done by spirits that cause disease in humans? One question at a time. They're so anxious to get the answer. And, they already know the answer. The answer is all disease in humans is not caused by evil spirits. How much is caused by evil spirits? It's not going to be told to you. But you can say that a very significant amount of disease in humans is caused by demonic entities. A significant enough amount that you should consider pursuing enlightenment, pursuing spiritual wisdoms, letting go of, negativities. All right? The spirits wanted to ask the questions, is all bad luck caused by bad spirits? The answer is no. A lot of bad luck is caused because of you yourself. And they want to know, well, is it this life or past life? Let's go with most likely your present life. Because some people want to say, well, you had bad karma in 3 past lives and now it's coming to bite you in the ass. It's illogical. It's illogical because you don't remember what happened 3 lifetimes ago. So if you're getting bad karma from 3 lives ago, how are you ever going to learn a lesson? You're never going to learn a lesson because you're going to have bad luck. And if you can't remember what the cause of it was 3 lifetimes ago, you can't learn a lesson in the lesson school of planet Earth. However, Edgar Cayce, who used to go into deep trance, he was an American kind of a psychic person, and people used to write into him or come and visit him and ask questions about their medical conditions. And sometimes he would come up with answers like, it's karmic. So it could very well be that in the past life you had something going on, or you have generated something. Maybe it was, like a soul contract for this lifetime for learning purposes, to have certain kinds of bad luck, certain kinds of diseases happen to you, certain kind of accidents, certain kinds of people to meet. But that's what Cayce said. So we have a mixed bag of causes in our very complicated lives. And it's true that pretty much none of us remembers anything before we were born. And, most of our memories, even when we were infants, are not available to us. Are you going to get memories if you do psychedelic drugs like ayahuasca? I did, but, I remembered a childhood toy. So it's not like you're going to, really remember, how many times your diaper was changed or anything. The reason that I wore Takuro Spirit was to remind you of the many worlds theories of quantum physics that some physicists do believe that there are parallel versions of Earth, parallel realities. I don't know if all physicists agree. It seems to me in the worlds of sciences, there are different schools of thought, and you know, so it could be that some of them disagree with others, or some of them are aware of all the theories and they've got their pet theory that they like the best, or they'll just tell you as many theories as they heard and leave it up to you to figure out which one you want to see, which one works for you, or whatever. What else did I want to tell you about? They want me to remind you that if you do drink a lot of booze, beer, alcohol, various other kinds of drugs, um, the question is, will you invite evil spirits, happy spirits, Dionysus, who is the god of wine, into your life? The answer I'm giving you right now is possibly. Is it wise to drink at all? Um, Being a human, it's quite likely you'll have many options. LL Research, which it talks about the law of one, which is another thing that keeps coming up to my attention. They say they have no judgment on you as a being as to what you do. They don't talk about karma too much so far, and when I see these little things, I'm itching my nose because um, the spirit we call Edgar Jesus Martinez is using his trick to make my skin crawl. Why is it that certain non physical spirits can make your skin crawl, divert your attention, feel like your bones are very achy, make your muscles tense up, make you pee involuntarily, make you have bad dreams, etc.? The answer is because they can. Where did they learn? Where did they lose these tricks? They lost these tricks when they became demonic? Question mark. The answer is I can't give you too many good answers right now because I'm under intense pressure by demonics, and demonics are known to lie. Just so you know. So I'm not going to be able to give you good answers on too many more topics, as they are trying to pull my attention away from getting any good answers. Why did they do that? Because that's the nature of demonics. They love to prove they're demonic. Do they take great pride in being demonic? Absolutely. They are proud as punch of being the way they are. So the question comes back to my recent lectures about the pain body in Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle, or Tolle, I can't remember how you pronounce his name, said that the pain body will dissipate with your presence. In other words, if you are very present and aware that you have got pain body around you, it will dissipate. But he also said there is a vast amount of pain bodies, plural, in the human collective. And the demonics keep talking, and they're so incredibly stupid and incredibly rude. So sometimes if I stop talking in the middle of my sentence, it's because I'm being really bothered by them. Anyways, and I'm sorry, I'm going to have to move along because the demonics are very disruptive right now, and they are terribly disruptive. But the answer to the question is, will your presence get rid of demonic entities? In my experience, yes. In my experience, does it get rid of them all? I have two that are very persistent, and they've been around me for a very long time. However, some of the other ones that were horrible, 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 are no longer in my presence. How long can a demonic stay demonic in the presence of someone who calibrates at unconditional love? Well, these ones have been around for quite a long time. So, what does it mean? Where do they get their energy from? Because If someone is unconditional love, they have a lot of Um, the spirits are still here, and they are still laughing that, they weren't removed. So the answer to the question is, how long can nasty spirits stay around someone who calibrates at 540 on the scale of human consciousness? 540 is unconditional love. It is well below levels of what is known as enlightenment. Um, yes, they can hang around someone who is at unconditional love for quite a long time. How do they do it? It's going to be difficult to give you a good answer because they are still very present. The answer that I'm getting, and take it with a grain of salt because they are here and they do interfere with what I get. So it could be distorted heavily. But what I'm getting is these ones are using a lot of hard facts. The hard facts they're using are they are well aware that their time is limited. They are well aware that if they use their backgrounds, they can tap into other sources of wisdom. And they are well aware that their prolonged attacks on people like me are basically their way to try and stop light workers from doing their light working. If you are a light worker and you are plagued by demonics, know that these demonics are losing. And it is like in World War II, when the Allies invaded Europe after D-Day and they pressed in on Nazi Germany, there were counterattacks by Nazi Germany. And they don't really want to know that I know history. And in the end, Nazi Germany was defeated. The writing was on the wall, but Nazi Germany still had ability to fight. These demons that are affecting me are not alone. I have certain ones that speak, but they have. When Jesus was looking at a man who was possessed by demons, the name came out. The name was Legion, which means that there was a lot of demonics that were working together. There is a large number of demonics that are working in league with one another to harass me and to harass other light workers. Know that this is because they are really, really, really scared. They have never seen so many light workers on planet Earth, and they know about all the other beings that are holding space to basically force the hand of these dark demonics. And the force of the hand is basically saying, you think you can win? Use your power that you have now because the writing's on the wall. And they don't really have too many choices. They can either try to attack the various people on the planet. They use mainstream news to constantly put fear into the minds of people that watch mainstream news. That's why we see so much bad news about mass shootings and horrible, and corrupt politicians that never carry out their promises, to kind of give a feeling to the population that things are never going to get better. So I always say, don't listen to mainstream news. Discount everything. They're all lying. They lie, 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 lie. Their business is selling fear. And if you watch them, that's all that they produce, is countless hours of fear, 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 and feelings of you're never going to get any help. But it is really like the end of World War II. The demons still have what they have. And is it like an energy source? I'm going to say not so much. It's mostly their, can't get the words in English. But what it is basically they're using their bags of tricks to do what they do. And they've been demonics for uncounted millions of years. So they just got a huge bag of tricks. But the whole point of the matter is, yes, if you are being harassed and you have horrible feelings, etc., bad nightmares, it is their way of getting you to try and stop being who you naturally are. It's very strange. But, even the demonics are naturally, at one time, they were like you and I. And what happened was they just chose to be demonic. And they chose to be demonic, and they chose to be demonic, and they just kept choosing demonic. And even to this day, they choose to be demonic. No one understands why they do it. I don't think they can ever come up with a good reason, other than I did it yesterday, and I've done it so long, this is my pattern. But in the end, it is the end of the demonics, because there are so many people here who are just raising their consciousness. When you raise your consciousness, you raise the consciousness of the whole. And when you raise the consciousness of the whole, the demonics lose their grip. And they know that the direction of consciousness on planet Earth is nothing but higher and higher consciousness. So they still fight because this was their home for so long. But the truth is told that, the planet is coming to higher consciousness. All the beings are. And I know we still see a lot of humans that act horrible, and demonically. It's just the process. So don't be too concerned when you see horrible news that happens on the news every night. Just know there are more and more people who are choosing, of all the things that they can do on the planet, is to learn about higher consciousness, apply what they learn, and gather themselves up into higher consciousness. So the demonics always know, when's it going to end for us? I've told them time and time again, there is no time and date coming for them, because it adds to their fear and trepidation. They love to keep using those words, fear and trepidation, to throw it at me, but it's generated by them. They are really scared. They know they've made the wrong choice. They still know it's the wrong choice, and they still continue to choose the wrong way, to be nasty and cruel. What's going to happen to them in the end? I'm not going to give you a good answer because they're pressing me again. They're pressing me because I am someone they know has a very, very bright aura. So, as you raise your consciousness, you become more and more bright to them. So they can find you. No, well, they could find you anyway. But the aura that you possess, um, it is a ging, 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 ging. In other words, they're still playing with my body. So I can't give you a lot of good words. But just know, don't worry about it. You know, it seems like it's a very long battle. You're pursuing higher consciousness, and all the promises and the bullshit of the spiritual teachers that it's going to bring you prosperity. It's going to bring you a twin flame lover. It's going to bring you a new car. It's going to bring you a bunch of people who are going to want to learn from you. It's going to make you famous. You're going to be in the movies. You're going to be the president. You're going to, all the things that they promised to you. You're going to be a movie star, a famous actress. You're going to be a sports hero. Everything. That's not higher consciousness. And all these bullshit artists that say that they're spiritual consciousness teachers are liars. They lie and lie and lie and lie. But if you meditate and have a steady focus on, pursuing higher consciousness, and you know if it's higher consciousness because you're allied with kindness and benevolence to all beings. Are you benevolent to the demons? Um, well, I keep saying, change your mind. Try it a different way. Try it a different way. What else could I do? Well, sometimes I threaten them. Sometimes I threaten them. I tell them you're going to be taken to the great central sun where they're going to strip you of everything that you've got, and then you'll either be deleted from existence or you'll be reset and you'll be a single-celled organism, like an amoeba. They don't like to be told any of these things because they just don't. They like to be what they are, and they enjoy the but I'm not going to give you that word. They keep asking for certain words because it's their pride when I say something. Sometimes I do, and most of the time I don't. But they're total assholes. They're assholes, and everyone knows human assholes. It's like, you see them, they're an asshole because you've seen what they are. Their pattern is set. Every time you see them, they're still an asshole. They're still an asshole. Sometimes assholes actually change. I've seen it myself. Sometimes assholes and human assholes want to get in a fight with me. And after they back down or they get in a fight with me, uh, they don't bother me anymore. And sometimes they actually become almost friendly, strangely enough. The demonics kind of want to be my friend. Part of them really, really wants to be like me. So it's like they've got their own internal battle that rages between them because part of them really likes me. They want to say loves me. But another part of them is very reluctant. And it's the old story about the Cherokee grandfather who was talking to his grandchildren. And he said, in this life, you've got two wolves. And you've got one wolf that's just very fierce and wants to go around biting and mauling people. And then you've got another wolf that basically wants to act like your dog, wants to be your best friend. And one of the children piped up and said, well, which one of these wolves is going to, be our wolf? And grandfather said, the one you feed. So in other words, what I always tell the demonics is you have a choice to be nasty or to be kind. Make the right choice and be kind. And then your life, because their lives are shitty. The demonic's life is shitty. It is so shitty and so boring, 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 repetitive. All they can do is do their hauntings. And if you turn the corner and you pursue enlightenment, there's vast, vast, vast things that you can experience that are wonderful and beautiful and surprisingly and lovely. But they call it the beau geste or something. It's not quite the right word, but that's the one they continue to use. We don't want to take the beau geste, which is the opportunity to experience something other than being demonic. They always say the reason that they're demonic is so I can make videos so that people can learn about what it's like to be a demonic. It's not like there isn't so much information already out there about what demonics are like. Anyways, that's the story so far. What else can I tell you about Barbados? They want me to tell you about Barbados rum. And at one time, when I was muscle testing, I got the information that there are liquor spirits. And if you are someone who likes to drink hard liquor, the reason they call liquor spirits, is because spirits live in the bottles of booze. Is it true? I'm not going to be able to give you a good answer anymore because I'm surrounded by demonics who kind of want it to be kept a secret.